Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. I am Supriya Anchan from the Technology Advisory team at Nextime. We are running a series of podcasts, Team Women in Technology, with the aim of connecting with women across the globe, making a difference in their area of work. I am joined today by Geeti Panikkar, a risk management professional with over 17 years in various facets of banking. She's presently heading the Enterprise Risk Department of HSBC Bank, Singapore. She's also an innovation lead for risk function and technology enthusiast. Over the years, she has led several regional tech transformation initiatives in risk, audit, and business. Apart from banking, she enjoys speaking on risk, tech topics, writing, mentoring of young minds and women. A change maker and happiness agent who loves to spread optimism and confidence in people's lives. Welcome to this podcast, Geeti. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you, Supriya, for giving this great opportunity to be on this podcast and share my experience with your audience.
Geeti, you've been in the banking area, and you're doing something in technology and innovation. So what are your areas of specialties or specialization that you have gotten in the bank, in your area of work?
Yeah, sure. So as you introduced, I've been in banking for 17 years and I've worked across leading private, public and foreign banks. I started in corporate bank and after a few initial years, I moved into the risk management domain. Initially, I was in credit risk, handling approvals, risk analytics policies. And after those years, I moved into handling risk projects like Basel, integrated risk management, etc. Then I moved into operational risk, finally landed in enterprise risk, which looks at all types of risk, governance, profiling across all risk types. So during this journey, I also gradually developed an interest in technology because I could see that risk management function is also evolving, relying more on technology. And since 2017, I've been an innovation champion and lead for risk function. And as a co for risk, I've been championing several digital transformation in RegTech, risk, improving the risk controls, audit, business also, lending platforms, etc., using artificial intelligence and other digital technologies.
Wow. That looks like quite a transition, Geeti, from pure play banking to technology and enterprise risk and now innovating things within the enterprise risk area. So could you mention a couple of growth areas or focus areas that you felt were critical for you while this transition, that gradual transition that you were going through?
Yeah, so if you look at banking, banking is evolving. A lot of new fintechs are coming into this domain. A lot of NBFCs are also transitioning. So when the front end is transitioning substantially for improving the ease of transaction, giving more access to a wider set of customers, the risk function also needs to correspondingly evolve. And when I understood that, that's the time I really started navigating into the risk digital project more, creating ideas and championing them, partnering or leading wherever I could get an opportunity. So my vision as a risk professional is that banks should be able to give affordable products at the same time with the safety and accessibility as easily as possible. So if we have to really give affordable product, the cost of that product will be much lower. And compliance and risk costs certainly go into those products. And how can risk and compliance cost be lower? By embedding more controls directly into those products and services is my focus area. So that is my number one focus. Whenever these technologies are being introduced, I want all the professionals to partner with the first line and introduce as much as possible the controls within those technological or tools. The second most important priority for me is risk domain itself is emerging. A lot of new risks are coming. So the traditional risks are very well known. But new risks like the digital risk itself, climate risk, third-party risk, a lot of cyber terminologies and frauds are evolving. These typologies are evolving. So myself and all my risk colleagues or even banking professionals, I want all of us to be upskilled and aware of these emerging new risks and areas. And these are opportunities as well to be creative and a preventive enabler, to be an enabler in that ecosystem. So that's my second most important.
Absolutely, Geeti. I think what you very rightfully put is there are traditional risks which we are aware of, but with the digital world, there are so many new risks, some which we are aware, some which we anticipate, and some which we are totally unaware of. But we need to constantly keep ourselves upgraded, upskilled. And I think what you're trying to say is that we probably need to have a very open mind when we are handling risk, because we cannot go by the traditional method, and yet we cannot be over anxious about what risks and threats these new technology might get in for us. Geeti, there are a lot of challenges one faces, whether in the kind of work that they're doing. It could be external, it could be internal. Like the pandemic that we faced. I mean, we all were just thrown through the pandemic. It's not that we got a chance to prepare for it. So what are the challenges that you think that you might have recently faced? It could be with the pandemic or probably at the work area that you would like to tell us about.
Yeah. So I was in Mumbai when the pandemic initially started, and we were just watching how the things evolved. I was planning to go home and meet my mother, and all those hopes were thwarted in a week's time. And I was naturally sad, like most of us. But then, during that sadness, it was one day I realized that this is going to be a long haul, and I asked myself what I really wanted. So I decided that this is going to be, a sad phase. Perhaps, at the end of it, we don't know what will happen to all of us. But then I decided that even if there are only few days remaining, then I'm going to make it really positive and happy and do whatever dreams, if I try to finish all my dreams possible. That decision, I decided to spread more positivity around us and giving courage to a lot of people. So, for example, HSBC as a bank and management was very, very focused on employee well-being during that phase. Work from home technology was available, but we need to stay together as one team, not just in India, across the world. We, as a leadership team, we were very, very focused, and I personally led a lot of well-being and connecting initiatives during that phase, which continues even today. Together, I think that energy which I got from my team, people around us, kept me positive. Plus, I also this was a 1 year period where my connection, my knowledge also really expanded. I enrolled in many courses, had a lot of colleagues outside banking, out in the tech world, a lot of women who are facing challenges. So I think I must have spoken to 25 or 30,000 people during that phase from my home. And this is a period where my connections exploded, my learning exploded. Although I still reel with the pain when I think about not being with my mother. But thankfully, her support is also with me. And we stay connected through technology, and I'm looking forward to the day I meet. Till that day, I think my priority has remained as my people around us, the team, the bank, and the processes. And of course, together we need to thrive and remain positive until we tide over this together.
I think, Geeti, that's something that, each one, whether we are within our environment or we move to a different place, each one has been having that conflict of, thinking about how our loved ones or near and dear ones are doing back home. And although technology has helped us keep connected, the connection that we have with a person, which during this pandemic has been only through a digital medium, keeping people upbeat. I think the leadership across organizations who are connected with their people have been to ensure that the well-being of their people, who are working for them, is of topmost priority. Because everything else, they could digitally manage, but connecting with people and keeping them upbeat, motivated, was something that really came out. I think also during this pandemic, we've seen a lot of people trying to upskill themselves. So it's kind of, in that sense, given people an opportunity to just take a step back, think about what they want to do, and re-look at their career graph or personally, professionally, what they want to do, and take up new things. So, even I've personally heard a lot of people, take up new courses saying, I want to upscale myself here. This is what I've always wanted to do, but never had a chance. But thankfully now I can do it. So I would not call it as a boon, but as a positive side to what this pandemic has also given us.
Yeah.
So, Geeti, what, according to you, is the way forward for women leaders in technology and innovation? what do you think that these are things that we need to keep in mind when we are moving forward in this field? These are the skills that we need to have. This is the kind of attitude we need to have. So what are your thoughts or views on that?
So, pandemic has touched all organizations and made them digital overnight. Those who were digital leaders have really accelerated, and those who are new to the digital journey are also trying to thrive somehow. So then that means the being digital is for all type of organization, and hence it is banking is not just one stream. So to women leaders, I would have two messages. One, when this aggressive digital transformation is going around us, are we on the table? In the sense, are we there to design this transition? Are we also upskilling ourselves to run this transition? So these are two important questions we need to be asking ourselves. The pandemic has definitely affected the work-life balance. So women has actually, even though they are at home, the family typically them to handle the work responsibilities equally. In that difficult circumstance, balancing the work and balancing the home related matters without adequate support system has been challenging, and sometimes it affects upskilling of women, and that's a challenge. Organizations need to be aware, and wherever opening up is noticed, a lot of people are going to work from home, and a lot of people are going to offer hybrid working. So the kind of support system that pre-pandemic had, the extended family or the maids and other support, all of them are not going are much lesser compared to pre-pandemic period. Hence, a lot of women may opt for greater hybrid work. So when you're not in the office and when you're working hybrid, stretched with home responsibility also, women may not be always at the table, either for the design or for running. And opportunities may not naturally, they may not be on the top of the mind. I'm not saying it is the case everywhere, but sometimes it may happen. So for leaders, they need to be very, very conscious that remember all the talent, including the women in the organization, and giving them the right opportunity. And as women leaders, we have to also make sure that we champion the talented women in the organization. That's one. Second thing I would say is for women also to understand that the opportunities are there around us. People may not tap you always, but you can make your visibility. You should be open to those opportunities and grab it as and when they present themselves. With full confidence that you can do it. So, for example, many times when I have picked up projects, I may not be fully skilled for it. But what I have done is I learn quickly, and secondly, I also add on technical courses which will require for those projects, and that's how I've been able to successfully navigate many projects. So, have full confidence. Go and look around for projects. Tap your mentor and have good mentor support across. If you have some senior mentors who can give you right navigation in this chaotic period, it will be very, very useful. So these are the three things. One, be open to opportunities. Second is upskill yourself as much as possible. Maybe you don't get time during day, but there are recorded courses or recorded videos, online courses. Try to upskill in one or two courses and new skills which are suitable for your organization. And lastly, have good mentors around it, sponsors around you, so that you can navigate this chaotic period, identify the right opportunity, and they will act as your supporting system. These are my three messages.
Wow, Geeti, I think the senior management, what you're trying to say is probably even the senior management needs to now be aware that the kind of talent pool that they have, and with this hybrid kind of work environment that you just mentioned, where people may opt for working from home, people may want to have a mix of both. The leadership may also want to look at things a little differently now, where they want to keep all these points on the table when they're trying to analyze or look at someone or visualize as to what could be the next growth plan. They need to keep all these points and look at the kind of talent that they can capture with this open mind that they're going to keep. Also, upskilling and upscaling is something that each one of us has to do. We cannot be kind of very happy rather in the space that we are. So if I need to grow, I need to take that opportunity to upskill or upscale myself. I cannot wait for the opportunity to come to me or someone to tell me, okay, look, you need to do that. That is something that we need to drive from within us. And I think we all find ways out of any adversities that are there. We find ways through all the challenges that we face. So that is what we need to keep. We need to keep an open mind, look for opportunities, work on those opportunities, and give it 100%.
Yeah. And families also need to be really supportive in that journey. So it's not just the organization. I think the extended family around women also need to understand the aspiration as much as share responsibility.
Absolutely. Okay, Geeti, this was an absolutely wonderful conversation with you. It was nice to hear about your personal growth, how you managed to maneuver from pure banking to technology innovation. And apart from that, the other things that you're doing by, being a mentor to the people, by doing a lot of other areas in and around your work, which is benefiting the people at large. Not just on the technology front, but on the softer side, where you're touching people's lives and ensuring that they're upbeat about the things that they're doing.
Yeah.
Your thoughts and the excerpts of your journey and experience has been really, really wonderful. It was a pleasure interacting with you, and I'm sure our listeners will find this session to be as interesting and useful.
Thank you, Supriya, and wish all the best to all the listeners. This temporary pandemic period is likely to be over. Stay positive and stay safe.
Thank you. To all our listeners, thank you for being part of this podcast. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did putting it together. Stay tuned for our next topic in this series with another guest.